Hello and welcome to Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. Guys, what you're looking at here is 8 dozen of eggs, and these have all been cleaned and packaged to sell to my neighbors. A lot of my neighbors purchase eggs from me, and as you can see, they are very beautiful. They're healthy, nice size eggs. And guys, I have already put aside 2 dozen for my family. So this week in all, I've collected 10 dozen of eggs. Can you believe that? And guys, some of these eggs are so huge. Like, look at this one here. It is so huge that sometimes it's a little hard for me to properly close the carton, and I don't want to smash it too hard because I don't want to crack any of the eggs. But guys, this is just a demonstration to show you that my chickens, because they are able to lay eggs and I'm able to sell them, I'm able to purchase food for the chickens in return, which is making raising chickens for me basically free, especially during those months in which they are really laying and providing eggs on a daily basis. Now, for the first time this year over the winter, some of them stopped for a minute, and thank goodness I had some eggs already stored in my refrigerator because I would not have wanted to purchase eggs at the rate in which they were selling a couple of weeks ago. But this is just 1 week's supply of eggs, and they sell here on a homestead for $5 a dozen to my neighbors. And so these have all been reserved. This is a total of 8 dozen. And so now I'm going to take you to the chicken area. I've got 4 different chicken coops, but I will be converting all of them to one coop. So let's go outside. So guys, this is my chicken coop. It was built 2 years ago, and unfortunately I started the project and then COVID happened, and then the cost of wood went up really high, but I ended up still using um, slightly damaged materials and got a lot of things that were on clearance at Lowe's. And as you can see up here at the top, we had really heavy winds and storm that came through here in Tennessee, growing zone 7A, and that piece of wood that was right there fell, but here it is here. I'm just holding on to it until I can tack it back up there. But it's the house itself is about 8 by 8 feet, and then the run is, I think, between 24 and 26 feet. I would have to go back to the original video when the chicken coop was first made. And as you can see along the bottom, on all sides of the chicken coop, I've placed cinder blocks because it helps to keep predators that like to dig under to get to your chickens from doing so. And so on this particular side, I created a raised bed, which I call my chicken garden. And this is where I grow things that when I let the chickens out, they're welcome to come and eat at whatever I'm growing here. Last year I grew kale, and it didn't do so well, I think because it's in such a shady area, and then there's the whole overhang as well, and we're right up under a tree, and I did that intentionally so that it would help to keep the chickens cool during the summer period. But I'm thinking about throwing some mustard green seeds in here because they tend to do well before it gets too hot. So maybe I might can prolong some mustard greens if I try growing them in here. But here are my girls. They're drinking and eating right now, as you can see in there. And then also, just for a little beauty, I've added 3 hanging baskets on both sides of the chicken coop. Now, some of my older girls that I mentioned are going to be included into this chicken coop. I haven't as of yet, because each time I try to get them to go inside is such a huge fight that it's been hard for me to do it. But someone told me that instead of trying to do 1 or 2 chickens at a time, throw in a whole bunch of them, and then maybe it'll lessen them fighting and wanting to kill themselves. But it's a mess out here with all of the chickens and the rain and the mud that we've had. But we have a total here of about 31 to 32 chickens here on the homestead. And I want to get rid of that last coop on the end over there because it is just falling to pieces, and then maybe just reserving this one and this one here for when I bring in new chicks. But let me take you inside of this chicken coop here. And as I've stated, it's about 8 feet by 8 feet. And this is where they go in when they want to lay an egg or when it's time for bed. And it's time for me to change the bedding as well. But they've got a little window there, and there you see their roost where they hang on at night. Around the back of their coop, on this side, this is where they lay their eggs, and I have 5 nesting boxes. I need to get these eggs. And then on this side, this is where I have the window here. I had flowers in here. Looks like I'm going to need to get some more of this coconut liner so I can plant some more flowers in here this spring. And 3 of the planters here. And because it's under a tree, we get a lot of limbs and what have you that fall on top of the chicken coop. So I know some of you who are new to my channel, this is your first time seeing the chicken coop. So I just wanted to come back, and although I've shared it with a lot of you all who've been with me for some time, just wanted to share the chicken coop with my new subscribers. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I hope that you all have a blessed day and happy Easter. Bye-bye.